Now, it's almost 4 years, can you believe it, since the COVID pandemic started. That's extraordinary that it was 4 years ago, but there's been a surge of cases in some states and around the world, but not the usual panic from some of the media, thankfully. Now, infectious diseases physician Dr Clay Golledge joins me from Perth. Doctor, I caught COVID probably 2.5 weeks ago, I suspect, on an international flight from Australia to Japan. It's still lingering that 2.5 weeks later. It's a pretty tough thing to pick up. This latest COVID is very nasty.
Yeah, hi, Steve, and sorry to hear that, but you probably join about 70 to 80% of the Australian population that have been infected in these last two waves over the last 4 months. Now, people will say it was nothing like that number, but in fact, only a minority of people even recognise they've had COVID because it's so mild in so many. A lot of them asymptomatic, and only a minority of people get tested. So while we'll say, yes, hospitalisations are up a little bit, ICU admissions up a little bit, wastewater detection up a bit, very few people in the total amount are getting sick because of the fact that we've all been infected at least once before that, and most of us have also had the common sense to be immunised.
Well, I'm triple boosted, but I haven't had the extra booster, and I'm over the age of 65, so you're probably going to wrap me over the knuckles and tell me I should have gone and done that. And, you know, if I'd known that might have stopped me getting this latest dose, I probably will have done it. It was night sweats, chills, you know, congestion that still exists. You can probably still hear it in my voice. So would your advice to someone over the age of 65 like me to have had the booster, and is there any other treatment that I can take?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Certainly when we're getting to our age, and I'm knocking on that door, Steve, as well too. So, and I've been infected multiple times just by dint of the sort of job that I do because I'm being exposed all the time. It is a good idea to be up to date with your immunisations. Now, the question really is, though, how up to date is up to date? And I'm really feeling as we go forward with this, that one injection a year is all people really should have to have. I think anything more than that is too much. If you're over 75, you haven't had one in the last 6 months, it's a good idea to get one of the new monovalent vaccines that are available. But I think once a year for flu, once a year for COVID, and of course, if you're old and vulnerable too, there's now a new RSV vaccine that's available on a private script, but that's also very useful to have. So elderly people should be looking at 3, advanced middle age like us, maybe 2, flu and COVID. Younger people, not so much that they do need that. But certainly as you're getting on, or if you're immune suppressed or chronic conditions, having an annual booster is a really good idea.
Dr Clay Golledge, infectious diseases physician, thanks for a personal checkup on my COVID today. I appreciate your time very much.